Being 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bosmas.
Here.
Commissioner Bauer.
Here.
Commissioner Gage.
Here.
Commissioner Gary. Commissioner Lynn.
Here.
Commissioner Ostrout.
Here.
Commissioner Twardy.
Here.
Okay, Commissioner Lynn.
Move to excuse Commissioner Gary.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd ask those with cell phones, if you would please put them on vibrate or silence them in other ways, we'd appreciate it. First item of business is the before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about I-500, as long as we're starting the meeting. Very successful. I-500 this past Saturday, you know, they had a window of about 12 hours. When you look at Thursday's weather, Friday's weather, and then Saturday ended up being beautiful till roughly around 5:15, but at 6:20 the race was almost over at that point. So preliminary counts from former Commissioner Bill Munsell and certainly David Thomas on top of that as a Lion member. Looks like they're around 60-some hundred, 6,200 roughly, which is a great crowd again this year. Going up to next year, the 50th anniversary of the I-500 again, and the 350th anniversary of the city of Sault Ste. Marie. So big events being planned, and we continue to talk about that. Just a thank you to all those members, volunteers, board of directors did an outstanding job again for the city of Sault Ste. Marie and the surrounding area. And we talk about the economic impact. Just conservatively, we've been talking about like $2 million a weekend or a week for those folks involved around the I-500 entities, and that includes the Eastern UP. So just a great time, everyone, and a very, very safe race. The ambulance left once, and the gentleman came back not to finish the race, but at least to watch the race. So everything went really well. Again, thank you on behalf of the city of Sault Ste. Marie to those people involved in continuing the legacy of the I-500. Okay, with that, we'll go to item number 1, public comment on scheduled agenda items. Any person may speak on an agenda item not to exceed 3 minutes per person. Is there anyone in the audience like to speak on an agenda item? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 2, which is the consent agenda. Deputy City Manager Troyer.
Under the consent agenda, A, minute approval. 1, approval of the minutes of the regular city commission meeting of January 16, 2017. Recommended action, approve the minutes of the regular city commission meeting of January 16, 2017. Item 2, acceptance of the minutes of the following boards and commissions. A, airport board from December 8, 2016. B, Downtown Development Authority of October 12th, November 9th, and December 14th, 2016. C, Economic Development Corporation, December 13th, 2016. D, Existing Structures Board of Appeals, January 17th of 2017. And E, Police Fire Pension Board of December 14th, 2016. Recommended action is to accept the minutes of the various boards and commissions. Item B, appointments and resignations. 1, resignation from the Historic Structures Management Committee. Recommended action, accept the resignation of Johann Engel from the Historic Structures Management Committee and send a letter of thanks for his service to this board. Item C, communications. 1, from the Downtown Development Authority. Schedule a public hearing of necessity on the renewal of the principal shopping district. Recommended action, schedule a public hearing of necessity on the renewal of the principal shopping district special assessment for February 20th, 2017 regular city commission meeting. Item D, City Manager's Report. 1, approval of an agreement with the Sulaks Visitor Center Association. Recommended action, authorize the City Manager to execute the included agreement for the 2017 calendar year in an amount not to exceed $766.
Okay, thank you. Is there a commissioner that would like something further explained on the consent agenda? If not, Commissioner Twardy.
Thank you. I so move that we approve the consent agenda.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Commissioner Torti.
Thank you. No, just a quick comment. I just noticed that Johan Engold finally has resigned, maybe from his service to the city of Sault Ste. Marie, but just going back for me, he was superintendent of schools my very first year that I went to kindergarten, and really that was not very long ago. But so I think that's pretty outstanding that someone of his character, first of all, has been serving us for that many years, and he's such a wonderful person. We've been very lucky to have him.
I'm glad. No, it's tremendous individual. I was on the school board when Johan was the superintendent. Great guy. Spent a lot of time giving to the city of Sault Ste. Marie, and we just wish him the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Any other comments or questions?
Everybody.
We have a motion and support. Roll call, please.
Mayor Boswis.
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer.
Yes.
Commissioner Gage.
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn.
Yes.
Commissioner Ostrout.
Yes.
Commissioner Torti.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item 3, communications. A, from the Economic Development Corporation, unveiling of the concierge program.
Okay, thank you. City Manager Turner.
Thank you, Mayor. On this matter, EDC Executive Director Holt is planning to present to the City Commission and community.
Evening, Jeff.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Commission. Thank you for this opportunity. This project has been very enjoyable, and we're really looking forward to launching this initiative. The concierge program, as you know, was identified as a City Commission goal in February of 2016, and was tasked under the Economic Development to develop this program. The Commission was looking ahead in early 16, and the makings of the now Economic Resource Alliance was coming together and meeting regularly at the Smart Zone. The mission of our group was to market Sault Ste. Marie and the surrounding areas to promote business climates and advantages, and educate partner organizations about our goals, and to promote success stories as well. These partners have been incredibly valued to us. Not only the Economic Development Corporation, the Smart Zone, Chamber of Commerce, Chippewa County Health Department, Chippewa County Economic Development Corporation, Eastern UP Regional Planning, Michigan Works, Convention and Visitors Bureau, City of Sault Ste. Marie, Downtown Development Authority, and the Economic Development Offices at the Sioux Tribe. All of us got together on a monthly basis to review, and we gave this our priority. And the end product we're very, very proud of. You'll see several examples, I believe, in your packet, and it might be on the screen. Yeah, it is. The first one is the intention of this piece is to put in to tourism areas, including motels and restaurants, and we've been working with the CVB, and we're presenting to their board as well and their members. We're laying out a welcome plan with city-guided tours of our assets and meetings with appropriate planners of this program. The idea is to bring developers that are ready to invest and make sure it's the best use of their time and hours. The intake of this program will be the EDC, but all partners will continue to play an integral part. Current financing of this project has been budgeted by the EDC. The second item you'll see, this is a mailer, and it'll be sent out to target groups, local businesses, and will be the main marketing piece for the EDC. This is something fairly new to us in our, I think, yeah, that's it. No, one more. There we go. This is something new to us. In the past, we have not had documents when folks in our city government or EDC travel. This is a document that will be easy for us to deliver and to hand out. The Economic Resource Alliance wanted to highlight a business invested in the Sioux and that was looking to expand, and Superior Coffee on the next page was kind enough to allow us to feature their operation, and we're very appreciative of Ron to allow us to do that. Very nice success story. Future plans include adding onto the roster on Ashman Street to increase inventory and storage capacity. Mr. Kernick also took advantage of several services through the Small Business and Development Center, Josh Billington, who's in the crowd, and the Community Development Offices to make his business improvements, which he notes in his marketing piece. The third item is, I bet you I can do this now.
Don't ask me.
Maybe not. Third item is our marketing piece that, oh, by the way, the second one will allow us, this will be a trifold that will be handed out. The third piece is an educational piece and extremely important to us. We found that putting this together, that the public, as well those individuals that make regular first contact with new businesses and developers, are unaware of the services and facilities that are right here in our region. It's our goal to start a speaking tour and make sure we share our story and services to such groups as realtors, hotel staff, restaurant owners, tourism locations, and others. Members of the ERA will also be posting this packet to assist with transition as well as work within their organization to make sure the information is dispersed. The fiscal impact, the outreach and marketing will improve the city's tax base and the tax increment financing as well as increase our jobs. That's our goal. It's the EDC's recommendation to support the hard work that the ERA has been working on since June and help promote and distribute these materials to the businesses that might be interested in expanding our startups and ensure that all departments are aware of our economic development assets as listed. And that was item number 3. So that's what the Economic Resource Alliance has been up to in the last 6 months.
Okay, any questions of Director Holt? Commissioner Tory?
Yeah, more just a comment. Congratulations on this. I'm really excited to see what you can accomplish. It seems like a little over a year ago, Josh came to me with sort of like an idea like this that he'd been kicking around, and it only makes sense to have a concierge program because it is the complete package. And so when you get all of these great, powerful entities together and your mind's all working on projects together, it just comes full circle. So I am just really looking forward to seeing what you can get done.
Well, thank you. This group has worked on this project as very diligently, and they've enjoyed it as well. And we're lucky to have a group of very talented individuals that are willing to help us out with this. This is a big task. Has not been done, to my recollection, in this way. And each 3 items are targeted for different areas. We didn't want to make the promotional document so cluttered that it didn't make any sense. We'll do target marketing mailings and try to make wise use of the time and funds that we are doing with this. So.
Just a question, I guess. When are you ready to roll out the total program? Right now, or is there some additional development?
Yeah, we're going to roll it out probably tomorrow.
Okay, great.
We've already got folks very interested in the program, and we're very anxious to get it rolling.
Great. Any further questions? Commissioner Gage.
He beat me to it.
Pardon?
I'll just take it.
Go ahead.
Just a comment too. I think this is fantastic, and I really hope that you consider. I'm sure that I speak for all of us here. Us resources, if we can ever help with, a developer coming in, if we can come meet with them, take them to coffee, tell them about the SUA, that kind of stuff, and certainly on behalf of Lake Superior State University, anything that they can do as well. Certainly, we are more than happy to reach out and to be a very active part of whatever you guys need in this.
Thank you. We will.
Commissioner Oshiro.
Yeah, and I've spoke with Jeff Holt about this a little bit, and also Oliver Turner. I think this is a very important step for us in attracting new businesses into Sault Ste. Marie. Coming into open up a business in Sault Ste. Marie and any other community is a daunting task. You have a lot of different entities you have to deal with. Having the business concierge program and getting that established, I think, is a great hurdle that we've come over because of the fact that now we're going to sit down and actually be able to help individual businesses come in and and actually give them stepping stones that they need to get to. And I've talked to Oliver about maybe even developing timelines. This is what you need to expect from the health department, from the EDC, from the city itself, with different things you can expect in opening up a business in Sault Ste. Marie. So I think this is a great step in the right direction to attract new business into Sault Ste. Marie. And thank you, Jeff, for all your hard work.
Thank you. Obviously, Oliver's been a tremendous influence on us and been invaluable for us. Thank you. This is none of this could have been possible without all the folks that have really dedicated their time and efforts to do this. And obviously, the Economic Development Corporation and the city are going to benefit from this the most, but the other organizations that we listed will benefit as well. And we've met on a regular basis, and we'll continue to meet. And we've got some very, very tremendous people, like I mentioned earlier on the group, and we actually look forward to the group meeting because we just got some great ideas and great input. So, and we'll keep you posted.
And we look forward to the continued strengthening of this resource alliance.
Fingers crossed.
Josh Billington, thank you again for your input into this whole operation type of thing, because experts are needed. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item B under communications is from the Dial-A-Ride. A is approval of the operations plan. B, approval of the operating budget for the program year beginning October 1, 2017. And C is a resolution of intent to apply for state and federal assistance for fiscal year 2018.
Okay, thank you. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. As commissioners are aware, annually the city makes an application to the Michigan Department of Transportation for operating funds for the Dial-A-Ride bus system as administered by Community Action Agency. As part of the city's agreement with Community Action for the operation of the bus system, Community Action is required to submit an operating plan and budget to the City Commission prior to March 31st of each year. The included plan has no changes proposed from the current operating year. Attachment B within the packet includes the revenue and expense schedules for the Dial-A-Ride system for the 2018 program year, which begins on October 1st, 2017. The request in the state operating assistance is in the amount of $154,006, as well as $76,222 in federal operating assistance. The city's contribution would remain at $92,000 for the 2018 year as included within the budget. The resolution authorizing the application for state financial assistance in accordance with Act 51 has also been included for review and potential adoption by the City Commission. The Local Advisory Council for Dial-A-Ride will meet to review and approve the fiscal year 2018 funding proposal, and accordingly it's my recommendation that first the City Commission accept the operating plan for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2017. Secondarily, that it approve the proposed budget for Dial-A-Ride with $412,000 in proposed revenue and $412,000 in proposed expenses for the 2018 fiscal year beginning October 1st, and that the City Commission approve a resolution of intent to apply for financial assistance for the fiscal year 18 beginning October 1st, 2017 under Act 51 of the Public Acts of 51, authorizing an application for state financial assistance and appointing Ron Callery and or Holly Kibble as the transportation coordinator for all public transportation matters associated with this. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
Okay, thank you. And Holly Kibble is here tonight if we have any questions. In discussion with the city attorney, those are three separate motions. Commissioner Gage.
Yes, just before I make the motion, I want to say I appreciate serving on the Dial-A-Ride committee and working closely with Holly Kibble, who's done a fantastic job coming in kind of a little bit out of her element. She hasn't done this before, but I think she's doing a great job managing it, along with Regina Ralston. Ralston? I got it. With that said, I move that the City Commission accept the operating plan for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2017.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Gage,
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn,
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Bosworth.
Yes, motion carried. Commissioner Gage.
Yep. I move that the City Commission approve the proposed budget for Dial-A-Ride for $412,000 in proposed revenue and $412,000 in expenses for 2018 fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2017.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gage,
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty?
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Motion carried. And finally,
Yep, I move that the city commission approve a resolution of intent to apply for financial assistance for the fiscal year 2018 under Act 51 of Public Acts 1951, authorizing an application for state financial assistance.
Support.
it's been moved. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty?
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Or no? Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Item number 4, we are to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Item A under the City Manager's report would provide for the acceptance of a proposal for group life insurance, accidental death and dismemberment, short-term disability, and long-term disability insurances. As the Commission is aware, the city provides group life, accidental death and dismemberment, long-term disability, and short-term disability insurances to employees in 7 classes as specified within 7 separate labor agreements, as well as the City of Sault Ste. Marie Personnel Handbook. The city currently has approximately 220 eligible current and retired employees participating in these plans. On Tuesday, December 13th, 2016, a request for proposals was advertised in the Sioux News and on the city's website for group life, accidental death and dismemberment, short-term disability, and long-term disability insurance coverage for the city. 7 proposals were received, with the lowest cost proposal for long-term and short-term disability coverage meeting specifications coming from National Insurance Services out of Kalamazoo at a rate of 41 cents for short-term disability coverage per $10 of weekly benefits and 36 cents for long-term disability coverage per $100 of covered payroll. National Insurance Services is the city's current provider of disability coverage at a rate of 43 cents for short-term disability and 40 cents for long-term disability coverages. The National Insurance Services rates are guaranteed for 37 months. The lowest cost proposal for group life insurance and accidental death and dismemberment coverage meeting specifications came from Alliant Insurance Services out of Los Angeles, California. The national account representative assigned to the city's account would be located in Denver, Colorado. However, coverage would not transition on the scheduled timeline as had been requested in the request for proposals, as Alliant has a specified coverage transition date of January, July, or October. The second lowest cost proposal for group life insurance and accidental death and dismemberment meeting specifications came from Hartford through the Don Wilson Insurance Agency. Don Wilson Insurance, through the Standard, is the city's current provider of group life insurance and accidental death and dismemberment coverage. The Hartford proposal rates are guaranteed for 24 months. The Don Wilson Insurance Agency proposal is approximately $144.57 higher than the proposal submitted by Alliant per coverage month, but would offer local service if a situation involving life insurance or accidental death and dismemberment coverage occurred. Accordingly, it's my recommendation that the City Commission accept the proposal from National Insurance Services for short-term disability and long-term disability insurance coverages for the period beginning April 1st, 2017, and secondarily that the City Commission accept the proposal from Hartford as provided by the Don Wilson Insurance Agency for providing group life and accidental death and dismemberment insurance coverage for the period beginning April 1st, 2017. Thank you.
Okay, there are 2 recommendations in discussion with the city attorney. Those are 2 separate motions. Commissioner Lynn.
So move the city manager's recommendation.
Support.
That is for item number 1.
Number 1.
Okay. And now we have item number 2, which is the proposal from Hartford as provided by Don Wilson Insurance Agency.
So move city manager's recommendation.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions?
Did we vote on
Wait, we
that?
didn't vote.
We're supposed to vote
sorry.
on those?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We didn't vote on the first one. Moving right along. Yeah, sorry. For the
Throw a wrench
first,
in everything, Bill. Throw a wrench in there.
for the,
I'll take the blame.
that was my vote. For the first recommendation. We have a motion and support.
Yes. Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bosvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Motion carried. Now the second one that Commissioner Lynn,
Just like I said before.
Ditto.
okay? We have motion and support. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bosvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
I don't think I voted, did
No, you didn't.
Maybe they don't want you to.
Mayor Bosvis?
I? Yes. Motion carried. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
The circus is in town.
Okay.
Yep. Just
Commissioner Twardy?
Yeah, thank you. Just wanted to make a quick comment. I know that we're just renewing with Don Wilson, but I always like to see the local names pop up, especially when we're working with something as large as this, and definitely $144.57 is worth it on a monthly basis to have a local agent. So congratulations to Don.
Okay, and he also says thank you. And again, if we can keep it local, we certainly will try and do that. So, thank you. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. Item B, under the city manager's report, would provide for the approval of an agreement with Claude McMillan Auction Company for city property dispositions. On this matter, I've requested that Police Chief Riley address the City Commission.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Evening, Chief.
Like all law enforcement agencies, the police department here, through crimes investigations, we collect evidence and found property, and we're saddled with a lot of it currently. The department makes every effort, once a case is concluded, to get it back to the proper owner. State law has certain requirements on unclaimed property and evidence and how the police agency disposes of it. Of course, anything illegal has to be destroyed. Narcotics, weapons used in a crime are destroyed by the Michigan State Police. We take them down to Lansing. If an item's not returned to the owner, if we can't find the owner, if it's unclaimed, if any department in the city can use it, weed whackers, we've donated weed whackers to the DPW. That's permissible. Certain items we can make donations to the school or other nonprofits. One way to get rid of this unclaimed property is through auctions. I participated. I've set up auctions downstate when I was at another department. Very time-consuming and actually very costly by the time you add in an officer's time, categorizing, listing, having the auction. It's very expensive. And usually you don't make it. The city doesn't make any money on it. It costs money. We haven't had an auction since I've been here. I have no idea how long it's been since the department has had an auction. We have a room, an evidence property room in the back in the cold storage, good-sized room, and it's just jam-packed with stuff. We sell our cars, and every now and then we get a large piece of equipment that we sell. We use govdeals.com through the clerk's office. That won't change. We'll still, for vehicles, we'll still go through govdeals.com. A lot of these items are small. We have a couple of hundred of antique fishing lures. Probably somebody would be interested, make a nice bar display or something, but we can't do that on govdeals.com. We have to take all the pictures and everything, and you're back to an officer spending the time doing all that. Did some research into a couple of the companies, propertyroom.com, and also McMillan Auction Company. I included in the proposal the contracts for both. McMillan is a one-page contract. Propertyroom.com has several pages. I looked at the fees, surcharges, costs, percentages. PropertyRoom.com is substantially higher than what it would cost us to have them provide this service to us. Macmillan basically provides the same service and substantially lower percentage, no surcharges. There's a $150 trucking fee if it's needed. Now, these fees come off the top once an item is sold. The company would take their percentage, anything that's owed to them, whatever is left, and I believe Macmillan goes on a 30-day period. A check is sent to the city. It would be sent to the police department, and funds would be deposited into the appropriate account. We have to keep separate. State law mandates that any property that was taken from a drug forfeiture can be auctioned, but it has to go into the drug forfeiture account. Same with the crime proceeds account. That's basically the omnibus bill. Anything that doesn't fall into those two categories would go into the city's general fund. So I'm requesting that the City Commission approve, that allow us to sign an agreement with the Macmillan Auction Company. And real quick, so we can get that room emptied out. And there's a lot of stuff in there.
Any questions of the chief? Commissioner Twardy?
This could be for you, Chief, or maybe for Oliver too, but I'm gonna be curious to see, like, maybe as we continue to move forward with this, rather than, because it's gonna be pretty task saturating having you do this. I just wonder if it would be worth it to have somebody, like a part-time employee, maybe come in and do this, as you can see it maybe working out to benefit us, so that we're not asking the officers to spend their time during the day doing this. It was just a thought that came to my mind.
When officers come across property or evidence, something like that, it's tagged and it's put into the system, so we have a process for that. Every police department has that. And it's usually the detectives, once a case is done. We have one detective, Detective LaCrosse, is in charge of the evidence room. And he does audits and everything. That's normal business for him. The auctioning is separate, and that's very time-consuming. This company comes in and does that. Does exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
And they provide us a list that we can take photographs. The Detective LaCrosse Detective Bureau will keep the items separate as to which account they came from. Then when the auction company sends us a check and says item 3B sold for $50, we'll know what that item was and which account it has to go into. But they come in, they inventory it, and they pick it up.
Great, all right.
Commissioner Bauer?
In that case, I move that the commission authorize the city manager to execute the agreement with Macmillan Auction Company for the disposition of unclaimed evidence and property.
Support.
It's been supported. City manager, you have any additional information you'd like to?
No further information, just appreciate the work by the chief. In the vein and theory of asset management, certainly accumulated property falls into that, making sure that the value of it is maximized and returned back to the taxpayers in the city.
Okay. Commissioner Gage?
This isn't necessarily, I mean, it applies to this, but not necessarily directly this. I would be interested to see the stats that we have, maybe the fund balances in each of those accounts, just because, I mean, asset forfeiture is a pretty big ongoing conversation across the country. And I've always kind of wondered about where we are with that and what kind of levels and volume we're taking in. So if I could get some numbers on that at some point in the future, that'd be
Thank you, manager.
Thank you, Commissioner Gage. We can prepare an informational report and return it to the next City Commission meeting, or as soon as possible.
cool.
You just share it with the total commission.
Yeah,
Yes, that would be, if it's the mayor and commission's pleasure under status reports.
Sure.
just me.
Yeah.
I'm good, just me.
Anyone else? We have motion support. Roll. Thank you, Chief. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bosbus?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item C, under the city manager's report, would provide for approval of a revised collective bargaining agreement with the Police Command Bargaining Unit. As commissioners are aware, the city of Sault Ste. Marie maintains 4 public employee health plan boards. Since the city's PEHP plans were established between 1999 and 2002, the funds for these plans have grown to exceed $3 million as of late 2016. Initial plan documents called for an actuarial value to be completed to determine the amount of PEHP distributions. Additionally, as commissioners are aware, a structure and disbursement model for PEHP distributions has been established for both the Department of Public Works and firefighters bargaining units to date. Within the past several months, City Administration has been engaged in lengthy discussions with the Police Command Bargaining Unit regarding the distribution of PEHP funds. As a result of these discussions, both City Administration and the Police Command Bargaining Unit have tentatively agreed upon language that could be included in the existing collective bargaining agreement between the City and Police Command Bargaining Unit that would provide a foundation for the distribution of these funds for bargaining unit members under the PEH plan and applicable provisions. Specifically, the language included within the revised collective bargaining agreement states that participating employees are defined as any member of the bargaining unit who was employed as a sergeant on any July 1st that the trust fund received a deposit from the employer. Again, that applies to any member of the bargaining unit at the time a deposit was made. Secondly, the language states that contributions to the fund would terminate on July 1st, 2014, that no employee entering the bargaining unit after that date would receive distributions from the fund, and that prior year contributions would be for the benefit of the participating employees as defined. The language also states that participating employees upon commencement of their regular retirement or disability retirement would receive benefit payments from the PEHP distributions in accordance with an actuarial determined amount. And the language further states that such payments would not be included in the final average compensation for pension purposes, and that as of July 1st, 2015, employees would receive directly on July 1st each year $1,400 as a payment to fund their health insurance cost in retirement, and that the payment would not be included in final average compensation for retirement calculation purposes. And the language also includes other provisions governing these distributions or potential distributions that would be made through actuarial valuations and calculations. It should be noted that this language would provide for the foundation for these distributions that would be completed by PEHP boards for those eligible participants, and that City Administration's position is that the proposed language achieves the correct balance between ensuring that all eligible individuals receive a distribution from the Police Command PEHP fund and ensuring that an appropriate structure exists for the city to disperse such funds. And would certainly like to acknowledge and appreciate the Police Command Bargaining Unit for working on this language with administration. And with that, it's my recommendation that the City Commission approve the collective bargaining agreement between the City and Command Officers Association of Michigan, Sault Ste. Marie Police Command Officers Collective Bargaining Agreement as revised. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Osterhout.
Yes, I so move that we approve the collective bargaining agreement between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and Command Officers Association of Michigan, Sault Ste. Marie Police Commander Officers as revised.
Support.
It's been moved
Chair.
and supported. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Gage,
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn,
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty,
Yes.
Mayor Vasquez.
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item D, under the City Manager's report, would provide for the adoption of a 6-month budget review as of December 31st, 2016. As noted within the memorandum, a review has been completed and included by Finance Director Treasurer Collins, which compares the fiscal year 2016-17 budget as adopted, as well as next year's fiscal year budget as conceptually approved, against revenues received and expenses incurred through December 31st, 2016. As detailed within the report, there are a number of areas that will be continuously monitored. However, most of the budget amendments that are being highlighted are within reasonable standards and parameters for functioning departments. As noted within the memorandum as a highlight, tax revenue is now recorded as it's received, and as of the close of December, all tax collections combined are at approximately 87%, and regular property taxes are close to 92%. There was an adjustment in the revenue component of the general fund for local community stabilization funds based on personal property tax reimbursements for essential services. Refined estimates have been revised, and it's being suggested that it be revised downward from $60,000 to about just over $8,200. And there were additional funds that were received in the various tax increment finance capture districts. However, to the general fund, there would be just over $8,200 in personal property tax reimbursements received. As noted within the memorandum, there is some discussion that's ongoing with the Michigan Municipal League and others that perhaps the calculation for this distribution is flawed in favor of communities with higher taxable values. As also noted, the fire service protection grant funds, which are being paid to the city, are projected to be $153,323, which is approximately $40,123 above the approved budget, which represents approximately a 37% increase due to legislative improvements that were adopted by the legislature. In regards to additional revenue, license and permit revenues are all over budget expectations, with the majority owing to the Meyer development. And there is a budget revision to decrease federal and state fund revenues being recommended in the amount of $11,600, which reflects a decrease in local community stabilization funds, as well as the increase in revenues from the fire protection grant services. In regards to general fund expenditures, the categories for city commission, city manager, assessor, attorney, clerk, human resources, and city hall are all under 50% or right on target. In regards to the finance department and assessing, there is some reconciliation that will be done that as far as the additional costs that are being incurred for the city to defend its case in front of the Michigan Tax Tribunal with Walmart, that when these costs are reconciled, that additional revenues are expected to be contributed by Chippewa County as well as the Eastern Upper Peninsula ISD. In regards to the general fund expenditures and legislative or general government, there are no recommended budget revisions at this time. As also noted, the police department's running on target at approximately 47% of the budget. With staffing changes, the police department may require additional funding for overtime, which is currently at 60%. However, that's also related to the fact that right now the department is approximately 2 officers short-staffed. Fire and ambulance departments are both right at 50%, and the budget revision is also requested in the special revenue fund to increase expenditures by approximately $15,000 for forfeiture expenditures. And of course, this type of information can be presented to the City Commission at a future meeting. In regards to tree maintenance, as noted, the city crews have been doing a larger number of tree removals, and there's a recommended adjustment upwards of $14,000. A portion of which may be mitigated in the future from an approved capital project, and there are some costs that are being reconciled by the various involved departments. Parks maintenance is currently at 45%, with the puller right on target at approximately 50%, and Sioux Seal coming in at 18%, and those costs would be expected to rise as winter continues. Historic homes at 65%, which is expected for this time of year, and the car by dock at 35%, with no revisions being requested for the Parks Department. Workers' compensation is expected to close $6,500 under budget, and general insurance premiums are expected to close slightly under budget as well. In total, between those expenditure adjustments, we're recommending that an amount in $20,100 be revised to the general fund expenditures. In regards to Seal and Osborne operating funds, there are no budget revisions being requested at this time. Moving on to the major and local streets and stock and equipment funds. Right now, the street department expenditure accounts across all funds as of the end of December are currently coming in good at approximately 43.9%, which varies by fund. In regards to the street funds, there are no budget revisions being requested at this time, nor are there budget revisions being requested for stock and equipment. With the Gaming Compact Fund, the fund recently received approximately $437,371 from released capital projects, which could be used for other projects and maybe a discussion point during budget development cycle. And there are no budget revisions being requested for the gaming fund at this time. With the DDA TIFA 1 and TIFA 2 accounts, right now DDA revenues and all of the above funds are on course to complete the year within budget guidelines, with consideration being given to timing issues of taxes coming in early in the fiscal year and special assessments coming in after they're billed in April, should the principal shopping district be adopted. Right now, the DDA, TIFA 1, and TIFA 2 expense budgets are 45%, 47%, and 25% respectively, all under budget, and no budget revisions are requested. For the LDFA fund right now, there is a budget recommendation that $17,300 be reduced in revenues because of the State Department of Treasury's computation, which precludes reimbursement for taxes which are not captured for districts such as the LDFA, which have had a total taxable value decrease under the base year. So as this is noted in the memorandum, there's approximately $70,000 in support, which is being provided from TIFA 3 this year to fund the debt service on the Breeder Building. And as noted, this debt would be repaid by the LDFA to TIFA 3 as available. The budget revision for that would be $17,300 to the negative for the revenues. In regards to debt service fund, there are currently no budget revisions recommended. In parking fund and parking deck fund, right now the surface parking fund is in good shape, with target for revenue being over as expected for this time of year at 48% and expenses being at 36%. In the parking deck, transient revenue is at 50% and permit revenue at 29%. Although the permit revenue is slightly behind where it was last year at this point, it may still finish the year in a healthy position. So expenses are under target overall at 38% with no budget revisions to either fund. In regards to the water and sewer fund, right now the revenue is approximately 48% for water and 50% for sewer, and typically at this time of year we're looking at an aggregate 53%. So city administration is preparing additional information for review by the City Commission during goal setting on this point. In regards to the Information Systems Fund, right now the expenses in the Information Systems operations are on target at 49% and communication slightly ahead at 55%, with some revisions that reflect the fact that there were some additional work actions that were completed for the transition from AT&T to Charter and the consolidation of communications charges within one central account. Administration is requesting a revision upward in the amount of $11,000. With the Employee Healthcare Fund, that's currently on track, and there are no budget revisions requested at this time. And for the Police and Fire Pension Fund, there is a budget revision being requested for an additional $7,000 to the contracted services line item, which would provide for the completion of work by an investment advisor to review the fund's performance and asset class mix. So recommendation from City Administration is that the budget revisions be adopted as presented. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Commissioner Torney.
I so move the city manager's recommendation.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Any additional questions at all? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Gage,
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn,
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas.
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
That concludes the City Manager's report. Thank you, Mayor and Commission.
Okay, thank you. We are on to item number 5, which is status report.
Thank you, Mayor. Item A under status reports is regarding the goal-setting session for next Monday. Just a reminder that next Monday is the goal-setting session for the City Commission. We'll be meeting in a full-day work session to develop the goals for the fiscal year beginning July 1st. And the goals that are identified will be provided in a report to the City Commission at the February 20th City Commission meeting as in years past. And the report would provide direction to City Administration as the fiscal year budget is developed, and certainly City Administration appreciates City Commissioners devoting a full day's worth of time to this effort, and to former City Commissioner Bill Munsell also participating.
Okay, the fun's going to begin again each year,
What time?
9 o'clock
9 o'clock.
in the chambers. Okay?
I'll be 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tony's house before.
Yeah, if you'd like to make it. Okay.
Item B under status reports is regarding a tag increase effective February 24th for Smith Sanitation. And just a reminder that in accordance with the city's contract with Smith Sanitation, that as of February 24th, red tags are increasing to approximately $1.73 each, and yellow tags are increasing to about $3.78, blue tags increasing to $2.43, and orange tags increasing to about $12.98 each. Just to note that all tags sold prior to February 25th would be honored without additional charge as per the contract. So just a note that if you're doing shopping on that day or before that time, to buy tags.
Okay. Any questions of the increase in tags? Okay.
That
Thank you.
concludes status report. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And at this time, we'll go to item number 6, which are matters presented by the public. Is there anyone in the audience like to make a comment at this time? I see Justin Nepper in the room, and Justin, maybe I'm sure you can just speak offhand on this ice sculptures. Could you just give us a quick roundup on how that went just before the I-500, the weekend before? Sure. Thanks.
The last 2 weeks, Justin Nepper, Downtown Development Office. Last 2 weeks in downtown were amazing. We had, thanks a lot to Mary Jo Duval and the Sault Ste. Marie Visitors Bureau and Convention Bureau, as well as Sioux Events Incorporated. They worked with the committee of folks, including Tony Haller, Josh Billington, and a few others that brought the Ice Festival back. We had more ice sculptures than the first year, which was last year. Businesses reported, a lot of businesses said twice as many people anecdotally as what they felt were downtown, and the numbers of folks that were out shopping. So Ice Festival was huge, and then that of course rolled right into I-500, and it was one of the busiest weekends for our restaurants and our nightlife establishments overall, from what I heard, in many, many years. So big weekends, and we're actually working downtown on 2 more little festivals coming up. We have the Outhouse Races again on February 17th, and then we are working with Searchmont Ski Resort to bring over a snowboard event in March, and we're getting close to making that happen. So,
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
You can report on that as it gets closer, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay. You have a question for
Yeah,
Mr.
please.
Party?
Yeah, before you go anywhere, thank you. Do you want to just update us on the Michigan Main Street
Absolutely.
presentation?
That's coming up.
Yeah.
The Downtown Development Authority has been working for a couple of years now on the Michigan Main Street select level application to become one of 3 cities that would be looked at for this coming year and for a 5-year period. The state of Michigan only picks 3 through their Michigan Main Street Center, and we have a presentation in Lansing next Tuesday, and I know, Mayor, you said you might be able to make it, so actually we have to get you up to speed this week on what we're going to be doing with that, and looking forward to having you come. And we have about 30 other people. Lake State is providing shuttles. We'll be going down on Tuesday the 14th all day, leaving at about 6 in the morning and getting back hopefully 8, 9 o'clock at night. We have to present to a panel of 17 state agency workers that will be looking at our application. And once we are accepted, if we're accepted, we will be enrolled in a 5-year program that will help downtown really focus on building our capacity to become a volunteer-driven development agency. Right now we have 2 staff people, myself and Lindsay Ellis in my office, that work every day on downtown things, and of course the parking department, some of the other departments. And the ways that downtowns are really being the most successful around the country is using the Main Street 4-point approach, it's called, which enables volunteers to really get involved in making things happen, and setting up funded committees and all sorts of different ways and programs to make things happen in that regard. And then the state also pitches in about $250,000 in technical support, special trainings, and programs that will help us do that. So we're getting really close. We had over 170 people sign up over the course of the summer to be volunteers for downtown at all of our we did pledge drives at all of our events and festivals. So we have a huge binder full of people's names from actually all across the country. We had snowbirds that were up for Maloney's Beer Fest this summer that they said, we come up every summer, we'll volunteer at the farmer's market every year. All those types of things that happen, plus all of our people that are downtown each and every day that are stepping up in big ways. So coming up next week.
Great.
Good luck.
Thank you, Justin. Anyone else? Okay, here now we'll go on to item number 7, which matters presented by the City Commission. Commissioner Tuardi.
He's got one too. I can actually I can start this, but then I would like to kind of throw it to you. The public doesn't see this, but when the commission came in this evening, we all have this really lovely sheet. And what it is it's all of our boards and commissions in town and all of the vacancies that are available as to this date. And there are quite a few. And so that being said, I can.
Sure, and every year we go through this a bit as terms come up. Some people can be reappointed. Others we ask to volunteer on certain boards and commissions, and the city clerk's office has the list. So if anyone is willing to get involved in any of the boards and commissions that we have, just contact the clerk's office. There are a number of openings, and we certainly appreciate it as a city and as a commission for those folks that want to get involved. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Bauer.
Actually, I wanted to continue on what Justin was talking about
Sure.
just a little bit, which is why I didn't mean to step on anybody, but and that was the success of the I-500 Pub Crawl, which is an event that really grows every year. We've seen it grow over the past 3 years. Justin and whoever he's been working with in the office from year to year, interchangeably, have been doing a great job, and it was very fun, lucrative event, and also, from what I understand, there weren't really too many problems with behavior or anything like that. I did get some feedback from the community that some folks, felt that they really couldn't drive home, ended up, getting a ride another way, thought they were going to be ticketed, and came back downtown and found out that they were not ticketed. So they wanted to share that with me. I don't know if there was any discussion about that, because certainly I wasn't in on that if there was, or if you're even aware of that. But that was just positive feedback that I got from some of the members of the community, that they were very pleased that they could do that and be responsible without suffering financial consequences.
And there was a shuttle, I understand there were shuttle services for those that weren't able to drive, and that the local establishments all had gotten together and had a fund available.
Well, it was the I-500
service.
back and forth from downtown to
But on the night of the pub crawl, I think there was a limousine service or something that would take folks home, and that was arranged by the different establishments in the downtown area. So it was another, and it continues to grow, and people are responsible, and it looks like it's turning out to be a great event. Commissioner O'Neill.
That's my whatchamacallit. Just to follow up with Ray said that there were no tickets given, and I think they're doing the same thing New Year's Eve. And I think that's something that should continue. If people are leaving their cars parked on the street, that means that they're getting a ride home and they're not driving home impaired. And I think we should help with that, with the downtown. And the reason there wasn't any problems downtown is I had to babysit, so I couldn't go downtown and raise hell. Probably not.
Anyone else? Commissioner Lynn.
Your Honor, so moved that we adjourn this meeting.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. All those in favor signify by saying
Aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Actually, it's funny.